Alright, we are on the play here, match 3 of this league with BBE Domain Zoo. This looks like a mulligan. This hand is very bad. We have a green source. So far, a lot of our mulligans have been because we didn't have a green source. Hand's still very bad. We can cast Nacatl. Look at this! A hand that does something besides cast Nacatl. We have the option of keeping Path on top if we think it's worth it. Hallowed Fountain's Stomping Ground Mountain lets us cast... does not let us cast Mantis Rider. Temple Garden... Which one goes with Temple Garden? Red, blue, Steam Vents. Temple Garden, Steam Vents Mountain. Blue, green, red, blue, white, red. Yeah, that works. So we want a Temple Garden with this Flooded Strand. Alright. Gotta say, Delver is a lot easier on the fetching. Okay, we probably don't want Path against blue-white. I don't hate pathing a Colonnade, but I think I would rather draw a random card. Especially since by the time this comes online, we're probably going to find a path anyways. There is Steam Vents. We could just slam Tarmogoyf here. Don't think we care for Pride Mage. Also notably, I gave up on Pride Mage by choosing Temple Garden, but top decking Steam Vents puts Pride Mage back on the menu. We're going to start on Goyf though. They might have a Bolt, so maybe it's better to just get another green or red source with this Foothills. Play out the Pride Mage in case they are on Jeskai and have Bolt. I do not know. We probably play Pride Mage, give Goyf Exalted, and then next turn, if we don't draw anything good, we have Hasty Nux. I think that's the best way we can sequence our dudes. That means we want a green or white source. Colonnade decks often run Field of Ruin and Spreading Seas. I'm assuming this is straight blue-white, which probably plays 4 of each. So we're going to want to be cognizant of the land hate. Makes me kind of not want to get a basic forest because I'm sort of expecting some Field of Ruins here. Then again, I have 2 basic forests, so... that's still not great though, because then we're going to have forest, and say they ping the Temple Garden, so maybe we just get a Sacred Foundry. Or maybe I should have gone Misty and gotten a Hallowed Fountain, since we have another red source in hand. That might have been better. I do not know. I do know that our life total isn't super relevant. That's something that's nice in this matchup. We are at 14, and we did all that ourselves. Put a lot of work in to lower our life total. We could probably support Death Shadow. I have no idea if we want to. Can we support Death Shadow? Maybe you need more fetches for that. If you have 13 fetches, you can probably play Death Shadow. I believe people always play it alongside Street Wraith and Thoughtseize, but it's an idea. Definitely means you care a lot more about black mana, not something I'm really excited for. I guess it's an interesting idea, I don't know. I don't know. I would have to think about it a lot more than I have, given that it's gotten all of 2 seconds thought. They are on Jeskai. Look at that, this could be a Bolt. That would make me sad. Then again, it's not the worst Helix. That's better than Bolt. Alright. Hasty Nux. Hasty Exalted Nux is ever... Oh my. That is a Mantis Rider, so maybe we just cast Mantis Rider and then Hasty Nux next turn. It's interesting that this is why I think Noble Hierarch isn't all that great for us. We're swinging with Pride Mage as well. Why deal 4 through Exalted when you can deal 5? Doesn't make sense. Simply does not make sense. They might have a path here. Yeah, that's fine. I will get... We already have 2 white sources. Let's get a forest. Yeah. especially when you expect the opponent to have spot removal. You should definitely be swinging with more dudes. I would love for the opponent to slam something like a Jace the Mind Sculptor here, and then we just go Hasty Nux, boom, Jace gone. That'd be fantastic. Probably not going to happen. Also unfortunate that we're flooding out at least a little bit. Bird. That's not really what we want at this point. I'm not sure we even play the bird. What's this, a Logic Knot? It's a Spell Queller. Okay. I wonder if this is the tempo version of Jeskai. Might be. Do we play bird? Is there any reason to play bird? It blocks? Eventually that's going to be relevant? Sure. And it's a lot better on turn 1 than it is turn 5. Especially after you've been pathed. I'm not going to bother playing out that Misty. I also don't think we bother blocking this just yet. Misty's not going to come down because we could always pretend that's something else. Helix might take care of that Queller. It's also entirely possible they have a second Queller, which is going to make me all kinds of sad. But I do think we go for this now. Maybe we wait until their end step to give them the chance to tap out. Although if they have the Queller, that's kind of unlikely. And the longer we wait, the more time we give them to draw something that answers the Helix. We have access to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana on board. Logic Knot 2, pay 2, and another 4. So if they delve their entire graveyard, they make us pay 6 for Logic Knot. If we play out the Misty and use the bird, the most we can afford is 5 after Helix. So I don't believe we're going to bother playing the Misty in an effort to play around Logic Knot. They have costs. Looks like another Queller. Yep. Well, maybe we will draw another burn spell for that Queller. And then we will use the Helix again on the first Queller and get Nux back. Or maybe they'll just keep pulling this off. Now, if we take this, we are dead on board to Colonnade. They need more lands, though, and they've been missing on lands, so maybe we don't care about that. I do think it's pretty free to block. We don't need the mana. I'm gonna block. When the clock was lighter, I think it was better to do that. Hallowed Fountain, definitely not where we want to be. I might play out the Misty so we can get the Overgrown Tomb in case of Tribal Flames, but that doesn't seem that pressing. We could play out the Hallowed Fountain in case they Field of Ruin our Steam Vents to keep us off of blue. That could theoretically be relevant. Maybe we end up top decking a Mantis Rider. Electrolyze, sure. We're not dead to Colonnade, so that's fine. We are still not dead. It's very close, though. Still a chance. Still a chance. Misty is now off. If we get that Helix back, we're going to go back up to 4. That means... well, they don't have a land for Colonnade. Okay, if they have another land next turn, we are dead, even if we find a way to deal with that Queller holding the Helix. We got... are we just dead? Is this just a... yeah, okay, we're dead. Cool. Let's head to the sideboard. That didn't go very well, but we also didn't draw very well, I don't think. What's good against blue-white control? I'm looking at this sideboard, and aside from maybe Snapcaster Mage for just more reach, and I guess Helix because it's a bolt, I don't think I like anything. Feed the Clan looks very bad. I guess Jeskai kind of burns you out as they did, but still. Natural State, EE, Tormod's Crypt, Pyroclasm, Ancient Grudge, Counterspells, Path. We probably cut at least one path. Maybe we just cut both paths. Answers to Colonnade aren't that important. Pride Mage can answer whatever funky artifacts and enchantments they're running, so I'm not really inclined to board in EE or Natural State. I might just cut 2 paths. Just up the burn density. Means we have more good hits with Bloodbraid. I like that. I like that quite a bit. I think if we actually draw a decent number of threats, we're in great shape. I'm going to run that, see how this goes. Hopefully it goes well. I don't really have many cards in the board for mid-range and control because I'm assuming these are good matchups. We have a bunch of threats. We're playing aggro. We're very aggressive. Okay, we're going to get a green source with this Flooded Strand so we can Nicodle on 1. Pride Mage on 2. Give Nicodle Exalted. And then what? Eventually we're going to want a BBE. Throw a Bolt in there somewhere. So this has to get a green source. It's probably Breeding Pool. Breeding Pool. Sacred Foundry Mountain means we can't cast Nux. But I don't think you mulligan this hand in an effort to cast Nux. I also don't think it really matters because Mountain plus Sacred Foundry never going to cast a Savage Knuckleblade. Breeding Pool is probably fine here. It's going to leave Nicodle as a 1-1 temporarily, but I don't think that's a huge deal. Breeding Pool, yes. I do think I'd rather have my colors than just get a 2-2 right off the bat with Temple Garden. This might just eat a Bolt, but that's okay too. Cool. We're going to bash for 4. Exalted. Bam. I like that. Don't think you would want to play the Hierarch on 2. I keep referencing Hierarch, but I really want to see if Hierarch just isn't really great here. This could be a Helix. This is probably a Helix. Yep, sure. We still get to dome them for 3. Temple Garden means Bloodbraid's gonna do its thing. Let's play this tapped. No need to pay shock. We might end up bolting face. Bolt's probably better off going at a Spell Queller. Yeah, we're not casting that. That's just silly. I am 90% sure we're slamming Bloodbraid. Field of Ruin, if they want to spend their turn doing that, I am okay with it. They can't cast Spell Queller. I like that. I like that a lot. Bloodbraid Elf doesn't care that much about Spell Queller just because Cascade, so they have to counter Bloodbraid and what it hits. But it's still relevant. If the opponent doesn't have Spell Queller available, I'm pretty happy. We can bolt our Pride Mage to draw a card. We can't activate the ability because there are no artifacts or enchantments. Sorry, we don't draw a card. We stop them from drawing a card. I think I would rather have my Lightning Bolt for the future Spell Queller. So I don't believe I'm gonna spend Bolt stopping them from drawing a card. I am going to play a Mountain, and we'll play the new Bloodbraid. The OG Bloodbraid can sit around for a while. Let's hit them for 4 and then 3 in combat. That feels nice. That's what the deck wants to do. Not the thing we did game 1. Game 2. That's where it's at. Oh, we can snap Bloodbraid. Snap Bloodbraid. If you could snap Bloodbraid, man. That would just be bonkers. We can snap Tribal Flames. We still probably just want to cast Bloodbraid. If we hit another land, maybe we go snap Tribal Flames Bolt. That could be promising. That might be better than Bloodbraid. If we don't hit another land, it looks like Bloodbraid is the best thing we're casting. Our opponent's thinking about stuff. I doubt they want to activate that Field of Ruin. Does not look very good right now. Can take us off of blue. We don't have any basic islands in the deck. They don't know that. They're probably assuming that. I would assume that. Colonnade tapped is fantastic. They could have Path plus Bolt. That's somewhat annoying. They can have Spell Queller. Nacatl. That makes me want to slam Bloodbraid. What do we got? What do we hit? Tribal Flames. Look at that. Why did I even put Snapcaster Mage in the deck? What's wrong with me? Tribal Flames lands. Makes sense. We don't have anything that costs more than Bloodbraid. I don't know what I expected when I checked our revealed cards pile. Alright, what do we got? If it's Spell Queller, they probably would have used it to stop a Tribal Flames. They scooped, cool. Oh, we didn't get to use Snapcaster Mage. I was really looking forward to them killing one of these, going to 2, and then Bolt, Snap, Bolt. Or maybe we go for Snap Tribal Flames with Bolt as backup to kill the Spell Queller that inevitably tries to stop us. I think I like this. I doubt there's much better we could do. Maybe Stubborn Denial, but that seems really loose. Delay, same thing. I kind of like counters against Control decks in Delver. I don't think they're where we want to be in this deck. Really, they're only in the sideboard for the combo matchups, I think. And big mana. Bird almost certainly is going to die. But then Tarmogoyf gets bigger. And we have more threats, so I'm going to keep. We're also on the draw. Chances are we'll find our third land in time to make that land drop. Bloodbraid Elf. Not what we want yet. Soon. I promise. We do want you around. Just maybe not when we have 2 lands. Unless we have 2 Birds of Paradise on the battlefield. Then I welcome our Bloodbraid Overlords. I am fully expecting this bird to die. It didn't die. Well, then I'm going to just assume that they don't have a Lightning Bolt and probably slam my Tarmogoyf anyways. I definitely want to play the Nacatl. Definitely want to play the Nacatl. Is there a benefit to cracking this first? I don't think so unless we plan on slamming Goyf, but I do plan on slamming Goyf. Maybe I shouldn't have led on this fetch. I'm going to grab a Sacred Foundry. Complete mana. But I don't know how I should have actually sequenced this. We need green. Thank you, most noble bird. Goyf's a 1-2. 1-2s die to a lot of stuff. That's unfortunate, but hey, if they have it, they have it. This could be a Logic Knot. In which case, I probably sequenced this wrong and wanted to slam Goyf first. It smells a lot like Logic Knot. It's Logic Knot. I can't afford that. Still gonna hope they don't have a Lightning Bolt. Turn 3? Turn 3 Bloodbraid? EE on 1. Looks like they're gonna use that. Alright, no turn 3 Bloodbraid. I'll suck it up. Turn 3 Mantis? Turn 3 Mantis? Anyone up for turn 3 Mantis? I'm up for turn 3 Mantis. This deck's fun. Did I say this deck is fun? I'm having a really good time. Do we untap Tribal Flames Bolt? Maybe. If we draw another Bloodbraid Elf, it looks like that's what we're doing. Any other draw, though, is live, because the only 4-drop we play is Bloodbraid Elf. So, Nux. Nux is not live. Sacred Foundry Mountain. Neglected that aspect again. Lightning Bolt, very good against Mantis Rider. Not Nux. It's Bloodbraid. I think I'm going to go for the Tribal Flames. That's not getting much better. Kind of don't want to cast the Bolt because of Spell Queller. Do they have a counter for this? It looks like they have a counter for this. You know what? We're not in great I am having a lot of trouble speaking, apparently. We are not in great shape right now because of these 2 uncastable Bloodbraid Elves. But knock on wood, they don't deal with our green source and we hit our next land drop. We're back in this. We're looking at 2 4-mana 2-for-1s that impact the board very heavily. Visions is fine. I kind of wouldn't mind having my own Serum Visions right now. They hit their land drop. That's not good for us. Can we hit our 4th land drop? Yes, we can. I want to get a green source for some redundancy here. Do we get Overgrown Tomb? Overgrown Tomb still allows us to cast Nux. That might be a little aggressive as far as life totals go. On the other hand, we're still probably the beatdown, right? I'm going to assume we're the beatdown. Green, red, let's do it. Bloodbraid Roulette. Goyf, it's a 5/6, cool. What do you got, opponent? Probably something. Queller? Queller would not be bad here. Yep, I would eat Goyf and just take 3. If I'm the opponent, I'm not very inclined to block this. They probably have a bunch of spells that kill 3/2s. Possibly for card advantage. And they get to try to race, that's fair. Land? Land, Helix. We can't go Helix plus Bolt, so I think it's just another Bloodbraid Elf. If we had Helix plus Bolt, I'd be inclined to try to get that Spell Queller off the table. As is, this is probably better. This is a bad hit, but I mean it's a 2/1. It's going to target Tribal Flames. I was hoping we would at least get to choose. Well, we got a 2/1. It's a body. That's something. Is this Spell Queller? No, it's not. Cryptic. Not bad. Not bad opponent. So maybe instead of Overgrown Tomb, we should have made sure that we could cast Bolt and Helix in the same turn. That's possibly relevant. I feel like that's relevant. We only have the 3 Helices, but we already had the Lightning Bolt. So that's maybe something I should have thought of. I don't know how long they can swing with this Spell Queller. We're on a 5-turn clock, probably shorter because I'm assuming they have at least 1 bolt they can point at us. Field of Ruin makes me glad I got the second green source. Maybe it should have been a Stomping Ground. Triple red feels really weird though. Temple Garden. Temple Garden would have been okay. Temple Garden's still around. That looks like an activation. Or they're just tapping very slowly. I don't know. I think this should have been a Temple Garden. Double white could be relevant in and of itself. And, well, looking at these two, I like the idea of having red, white against a deck with a lot of things I want to bolt. What do we got? Electrolyze, sure. Yep. Another bolt. Well, we could wait until their end step, or we could go for this now. I'm going to swing, just in case they want to flash in a Snapcaster Mage to trade. No. The upside to bolting this now is they don't get to Cryptic. The downside is Goyf's going to be around to kill. With Detention Sphere or, say, a Supreme Verdict. So I kind of want to pass to the opponent and just try to take out the Spell Queller on their turn. Another land. There's an argument that you should go for it in the upkeep, but I don't think we're doing this to choke them on mana. I'm a little scared of them having 2 bolts, so I kind of want to go after this, but that still opens the Goyf up to getting killed, so I think I'm just going to leave us dead to 2 bolts. Now here's a very good question. Do we just try to kill them? Because they're at 7. If both of these bolts resolve, we win, assuming Snapcaster Mage also connects. I think we can expect them to have a counter, though, so I think I'm going to operate under the assumption that they probably counter one of these. Now, if it's a Spell Queller, I really want Helix to resolve. I think I'm going to lead on Bolt, though, in case it's not a Spell Queller. If I'm expecting them to have a Spell Queller in hand, I would love to cast that Tarmogoyf, yes. What I want to do is lead on the Helix, have them Queller it, untap, bolt the Queller, and gain my life. Savage Knuckleblade. I'd rather have Lightning Helix, I think. I'm going to swing here, force them to interact or die, and if they have something, we get to Lightning Helix them, which means we gain 3 life, which probably gives us enough time to not die. They also have to answer both of these now because they shocked. I wonder what this is. I'm assuming it's mana intensive, given that they shocked there. Settle the Wreckage. That's pretty good here. We are going to have a lot of bolts capable of resolving, though, in just a moment. We get 2 basics. I'm going to get definitely the plains. I don't think we need the second mountain. I think the 3rd green source is fine. And I do believe I just want to fire off a Helix here. Do it while they can't Spell Queller. Yeah, they're at 1, we're at 9, we're probably not dead. We can't go Hasty Nux. Oh, I should have gotten a red source. Not getting a mountain there was a mistake. Instead of the forest, we get a mountain, and then we can Hasty Nux plus Bolt. As is, we probably lead on Savage Knuckleblade. Red, blue. If their answer is a counterspell, we get to just Bolt. If their answer is a path, we don't Bolt right away. It's more likely that they have an answer to creatures than spells, so I kind of just want to pass the turn here. On the other hand, we can make them answer everything, and we're still pretty far from dying. I'm going to see if they have an answer. Maybe they just don't, and we get to just get them in combat. If they do have an answer, like a path maybe, yep, that's fine. We're going to get the mountain we should have gotten previously, because we could be casting Lightning Bolt here and probably winning the game on the spot. Pretty unlikely they have a counterspell in 1 card. Field of Ruin, yes, that's going to cut us off of blue. Let's get the last basic. They are also getting a basic. It's a mountain. I don't think they can outright win the game. Something like Sphinx's Revelation, if they're playing it, could be very good here. I don't know if I just want to go for the Bolt. If they have a counter spell, I'm going to hope to play around it. If all they have is a Spell Queller, we can path the Queller after, so that's nice. If they have Blue-White doesn't play Sphinx's Revelation anymore. I'm just going to ignore their ability to gain life in response. I'm going to hope they don't have a counter. Looks like they have something. It's a Helix. That's pretty good. That is pretty good. They did gain life in response. Not a boatload, but 3. Snapcaster Mage, Tribal Flames, Bloodbraid Elf, many things off the top. Pride Mage, not one of those things. Not one of those things that just threatens to win the game immediately. There's the Spell Queller. We probably path that on their upkeep. They have Cryptic Mana anyways. Oh, but what if we want... No, we can't play around Logic Knot. That's a big graveyard. We're going to path this on their upkeep. Let Pride Mage be able to attack on our turn. I'm in the mood for them to not have their land available just in case that's relevant. We also want to do that before they get to draw a card in case they draw into the counter spell that inevitably stops us from winning. More creature removal. They were about to pay costs. I saw that, opponent. I saw that in the middle of the left side of the screen, and they're paying costs again. Oh, at us? Boros Charm? Snap, not Snap. What could they have? What could they have that deals 4? They must have drawn this land, right? If you have Electrolyze and a land in hand, there's no way you're electrolyzing face there. They have something to answer Pride Mage. Nux. Okay. So what's the decision tree here? If we swing with this and they have Bolt or Path or a multitude of cards, this goes away. They might have another Settle the Wreckage, but I think I'm going to bet on them not having it. Oh, we need to crack Misty. Oh, boy. If we want to cast this Knuckleblade, we have to crack Misty, which puts us in Bolt range, which means we might just be dead. Now, Bolt is one such card that answers Pride Mage, but I'm going to go for this in case they don't have Bolt. They have something. Path. Sure. No use in activating that. We could resolve Knuckleblade while we know they don't have a counterspell, which could be very good. If they top deck Bolt, we lose the match on the spot. If they top deck Snapcaster Mage, we lose the match on the spot. If they top deck any burn spell, that includes Helix. Helix is already included. Electrolyze, they already have 2 out of the deck. But this gets us through counterspells. Spell Queller can still buy them a turn. Cryptic can buy them a turn. Logic Knot can't. They probably run a lot more Bolt effects than Logic Knot. Then again, we have to crack this just for a chance. Colonnade. That means we win. That means we win. That is tapped. Let's get a blue source. Steam Vents. Is it represent? More accurately, Teamer is representing, but... okay. Well, now we just... yeah. We can only cast 1. Which one's better? It doesn't actually matter. They both have haste. Neither can die in this spot. If the opponent had a mystery card in hand and we had 4 or more life, I would lead on Nux, just because Lightning Bolt kills Mantis Rider, then they untap and kill us with Colonnade. As is... oh! I didn't even realize we took a game. I forgot. Bloodbraid. I forgot Bloodbraid Elf took a game. That's fantastic. Hopefully you all enjoyed that video. Thank you all for watching. Let's end it on the deck instead of just the league page, and I hope to see you in the next one.